Dave Nassi here. How you doing? Epic Guitar Instruction. We're going to have a good time today. We're going to work on a John 5 tune. This song is called Here's to the Crazy Ones. It's in standard tuning, and we're going to do a lot of fun stuff with this song today. We're going to do a little bit of slapping on the guitar. We're going to work in pentatonics. There's going to be some sweeping. It's a John 5 extravaganza, so you know there's going to be great material involved. So come along with me. Let's take a look at this, and we'll go ahead and get started. So the beginning of the song kicks off with drums and bass, and it's a pretty awesome groove that you have going. And what he does initially, there's going to be some weird noises, so we're going to just kind of talk about all of them. He's going to start off by giving ourselves a little bit of this kind of noise that you can play across or behind the nut here. With a practice amp right now, I'll be honest, you might not hear much. But with a nice little Marshall stack and like a phaser, you get that. And that's actually how he starts off the song. So that's kind of cool. The way we're going to get into the riff, we're going to have cross picking on the low 6th string, and we're going to hammer from 5 to 7 or A to B, and we're going to kick off our groove just like this. So as I turn my body this way, just take a look at how we alternate pick. As we go through these kind of things, I won't spend too much time doing it, but it is a heavy part of the song, or a crucial part of it. You want to kind of bring your pick in so that way you're crossing at a faster pace. It'll be easier to do so, and we're going to be pretty heavily palm muted as we go through it. So we have, and we hang on the B note for quite some time. Then we're going to go That's pretty easy to understand. I'll just play it really, really slow. There's a lot to this video, so I don't want to take too much time just on this nice little intro. At this point, we're going to insert a really cool pentatonic climb that goes up just like this. 5, 7, 5, 7, slide up to 9, 7, 9, 7, and we work our way back. Now, 2 different tags are going to happen in the very beginning of that song, and one of them that's pretty cool is this one here. And then the other one is going to be, so I'll put the first one in place. Let's say we hung on this beat for a minute, so we have, here comes the first one. And here comes the second one. And that's how we're going to play those first 2 tags in the beginning. We have inserted the pentatonic riff, and that's going to be the first kind of technical thing that happens. Again, I'll play that slow. And then we're going to go ahead and get into the tapping part that happens next. So this tapping part that goes down here, it's pretty straight ahead finger tapping or fret tapping. We're going to tap on the 5th string, 14th fret. My index finger is going to be on 7, or on the 5th string. It's an E note. And I'm going to go just like this. It seems kind of weird. It almost feels as though it stops abruptly, but if you listen to what the bass and the drums are doing, it's pretty awesome, and it lines up really great. Now the last one pulls off from 9 back down to 7. So you have, then you're going to shift down, and you're going to go one whole step to the left, and you're going to recreate everything starting on 12. And then 5 and 7. So we have, and it'll be the same thing, pulling off that very last one. Let's put it in context. Pretty cool tune, you know, pretty great thing going on there. We're going to go back to the main riff here. And we're going to stab on some B chords. Now here's where we're going to switch to some slapping, and the tone kind of gets clean. So what I'm going to do, with my distorted practice amp is I'm just going to roll down the volume on this guitar. I'm going to switch to, you could do this with any style guitar, which is great. We're going to switch to a center configuration, roll down the volume, and I'm going to hit this G13, which is the chord that he actually goes to coming from that B, which is pretty cool. So if we've never played anything like this, you know, chords are going to college over here today. We're graduating. So we have a G note, we have our F, we have the B, and then we have the E, which gives us 13 technically. So sparing too much theory at the moment, we're going to hit that beautiful chord. We're going to, like, you know, pretend like we're on the cover of a magazine, and we're going to get to the slapping section. The slapping section now. So if you've never done any slapping on a guitar, I'm going to just kind of go over some of the basics of how we're going to achieve this. So while we learn the song, we can actually get, you know, what's happening here. So when you slap, you really want to think that your thumb stays pretty firm, because it's the side of your thumb that's going to be hitting more or less, at least on a guitar for this, you know, a 6-string guitar, we're going to be shooting for the fret wire. Now this part, what I do here, let me make sure I get my tone. Maybe that'll work. Let me turn it down a little bit. You can see how we adjust these things. You don't necessarily have to have a super clean channel. That'll work, I think, for now. So what I'm doing is I'm going to play it really slow. I'm going to open by hitting this, and I'm going to go to a open string to a 9. I didn't want to do that and like talk at the same time. I got afraid for some reason. So I'm going, and then I'm going to hit the octave. When you put that together, so I learned this from watching old school Victor Wooten videos and Lee Ritenour, which is an old jazz dude. So I'm going to go from here, I'm going to go to a pentatonic shape that's going to be on 7 and 9 on the low string, and I'm going to go to that one there. So is how we work that in. Let me play this slow. Now, something like this, I got to lay into it a little bit more as I talk about it. So what I'm doing is I'm going to show you how we just get some sounds here and make this a little bit more pliable for you. So what you can do is you can just start off by hitting one single note on that low string. We can... That's how the part of the song goes. So we have... When you do these parts, you want to take your time. You can see I'm basically going if you want to look at it with a pick. That's really what we're working on. We're going to have octaves that come in here in a minute, and they're going to go from the E. As you can see, you might even find playing this, your guitar gets a little bit crazy with the tuning. Boom, boom, boom. Inserting it into the song. And we get into that section of it. So let's take a look at this. Everyone is double slapped. And you gotta lay into it. Double slap meaning from an open string and going into that octave. So let's play this section and we'll get ourselves out of it because we still have some more fun stuff to do. That's how we get out of it with this one. So we're going to work our way down. I swear, when you play these songs, that's the best part about learning somebody else's tune. I mean, and I'm going to take a moment here to just kind of like give our brain a break and say we're learning John 5 and it's over the top and overwhelming. And as we do these things, sometimes we need assistance because I'm going to get into some solo work and start talking about that. So if you see in the description box below, we have a link that's going to give you some free material. And if you click on that link, what it's going to give you is some soloing advice or give you some scales and diagrams a free video that's not even available here. And you're going to get all the help that you need as we go further into the song and we talk about soloing. So this way you have some free assistance. All you got to do is click on the link that's below in that description box, and it's going to be great as you hear me talk about some of these terms and continue through the video. So moving on to the next section of the tune. This is really great because we have a lot of good guitar stuff going on. We're going to talk about a sweep lick, a little bit of an arpeggio. We're going to do some fret tapping, have a cool little melody, and then we are pretty much handled for going through the song and having a good time. What we're going to do is we're going to look at a B minor arpeggio. Now, I'll be honest, he plays it in this position when he plays it. I myself, I don't like that one. I'm going to go to the one that everybody else plays usually. So it's going to be easier for the common man to play this arpeggio. And I'll explain why here in a moment. What we're going to basically do is we're going to start off by having to play that's going to be our lick. And we want to get used to tapping and reaching over for our hands here. So if you've never really done too much of the sweeping business, I'm just going to go slow so you can kind of see the fingering that we need to achieve this. So as we play this, what happens as you do this reach over and grab, I'm grabbing the B. So we're going to have, we have to get all of this in a quick amount of time and go back to this little melody that goes, and then he goes up to the sweep again. I mean, he does so much quick work with this sweep. So I'm just going to give you a little bit of instruction of how we achieve these things, talk a little bit about the solo, and we're going to really kind of casually and or politely end this guitar extravaganza of John 5. So what you're going to do is you're going to start with this down motion on the F sharp. And you want to just get comfortable reaching over and tapping B. Now, as you can see, I have these long nails that I use for my chicken picking. But I'm tapping more on the neck, or sweeping, I should say, more on the neck, because it's easier for me to reach over and grab those things. So as I play this arpeggio, you can notice I'm going to turn my body here, and something that I can sometimes be able to pull off is if I tap, I can almost sweep as I go this direction. And I'm almost going to the side as I do it instead of straight up and down. You might see me do that, and that's a little bit more comfortable for myself. But as we go through this, I'm just going to play it really slow. And that's how you play the part. You just, it'll take some time to go through it and play it pretty fast. But it's nice to get comfortable doing these things. And one thing that we theoretically want to understand, and as I had mentioned in that text box below, a lot of the soloing is going to come out of B minor and the usage of the B minor scale. This is a B minor arpeggio, B, D, and F sharp. Being repeated, I'm tapping on the B note. We've got a lot of these things kind of coming up, but it's all stuff that really makes sense and is fun to play. We've got licks now, or we have licks that are going to be coming up out of B minor pentatonic. Let's talk about some things that John 5 does. That way you can solo and pick up some of the, good techniques that he plays along the way. We all know that he's really comfortable with chromaticism. So if we get comfortable going like this, these are weird licks to play, but if we can slide them, these are going to be all really fun things to play. We have another thing that goes down in the song at one point where he goes like this, and it starts from, this is very specific, it's going to start from the 9th fret. All these really neat kind of almost dissonant sounds that happen, but they're all going to be related into B minor pentatonic. I'm going to show you the scale, I'm going to show you one tapping lick, and then we're going to end this video. If I want to tap this, we want to think of our right hand as an extension of what our left hand does. So if we're comfortable with any of these techniques and any of these scales, I just want you to try some of these sounds out. And I'm going to be really kind of soft and easy with the solo section of the song because we've already done so much crazy stuff. So basically the moral of it is, in a B minor pentatonic situation, we can do all this great tapping. Things we've learned from other videos and things that we've learned off of this website, All Unto Itself. We have blues or pentatonic bending. We have picking or alternate picking with chromaticism. And all kinds of fun sounds that we can make that are just classic rock guitar and good to learn when we play a song just like this. So it's a nice dab into the John 5 world, kind of taking it easy on the solo context, but we have the meat of the song, and that's all that really matters. So thanks for watching the video, Epic Guitar Instruction. Subscribe to the channel, click the like button, and leave us a comment. Those are the 3 things that are the most important. I'm going to play this song. We're going to have a good time, and I will see you next time. Give me a request. I love it when people do that. I like to fulfill everybody's dreams and obligations. I'll see you next time.